We're really worried about Eliot.
Yes.
You should be.
Should we really be?
I have no words of encouragement or support to offer you. He's maybe lost forever. Like, we've shot up to episode 4 and I have seen no trace of him. So hopefully he'll come back. I think it would be great if he did, obviously, but in the meantime, I'm hoping that you all fall in love with the monster because I don't know what's going to happen. Thanks so much.
What is it like playing the monster? What kind of different acting?
Yeah, he's really different. He's really surprisingly different than Eliot, and he's sort of like a child with complete lack of empathy or impulse control. And hopefully he'll mature a little bit as the season moves forward. But I see him as kind of a collector. Like, he's in this human body and he's in the world for the first time in thousands of years. And I think that he's sort of collecting these human experiences and trying to make sense of them, but he doesn't really have any standard of context for anything that's happening to him or any of the kind of modern day life that he's exposed to.
Do we get to see him as the monster interacting with anyone besides Quentin or Quentin's alternate persona?
You see him interact with Margot a little bit. And yeah, I mean, the monster is a little pissed that, the group of them tried to kill him. So, you might see him try and round up the troops.
Do you view him as like a whole separate character?
Oh, completely, yeah. I mean, because he's not Eliot at all. I took him in such a different direction. I think the showrunners were a little surprised. They were like, wait, but he's still in Eliot's body, so he could be a little more like Eliot. And I was like... No, he can't. You've created a monster.
He's not liable to break out in song.
Well, I mean, it is the magicians, so I can't say that either. I wouldn't be surprised if he and Eliot had a duet. I don't know. That was I'm spitballing here.
Right, the whole arm. Over season 3, we really got to see Eliot become like this incredible king, and I just wanted to know about your take on that and that exploration for you as an actor, going from somebody who kind of as a selfless act took on the job
Yeah. After the shit hit the fan and he realized how much over his head he was in and how he had to kind of rise to challenges that he didn't realize he signed up for and yada. I have a great deal of empathy and love for Eliot because I think that he's someone who grew up needing to shield himself with a certain amount of armor in order to function in the world and the surroundings that he was born into, which I think is very human and very universal. And I am proud of him for evolving, and kind of taking challenges in head on. Sometimes he makes decisions on a whim that aren't necessarily the most measured or rational, but I think that his heart's really in the right place when all is said and done, and I think that he actually does care. So the thing that I love the most about him is the heart that exists inside of him that he doesn't necessarily want people to know or see, but that's definitely there and definitely beating, and that he kind of would do anything to sacrifice for the ones he loves. I mean, he's in this situation in season 4 because he was trying to save Quentin from a kind of life of purgatory in a dungeon cell.
Eliot is also one half of maybe the greatest duo ever to hit TV. What is it like getting to create these moments with Summer?
That's so sweet. Thanks. Summer is one of my favorite people in the history of the universe, and she's one of the best actors I've ever seen. She's so talented. So I mean, I feel lucky that I get to work with her. I miss working with her every day. I hope we get to do more in the future. We probably will. I guess the only thing I can add to that is that we really lucked out. There's an innate chemistry between the two of us that just exists. We didn't know each other before we started shooting, and so we kind of just lucked out.
That's really great.
Yeah, sure.
So you mentioned that there might be a couple moments with Margot and the monster.
Yeah.
So how different is that then, given what a great dynamic you guys
Very
have?
weird, very strange, very weird. It's still Hale and Summer, so there's I guess the connection and the chemistry remains, but they have very different agendas, right? They're not necessarily on the same page or the same team, and if they are, there's a little bit of like bittersweetness because it's Margot looking at this person that she loves, but who's being inhabited by, it's sort of a gear shift and a readjustment. And he's just kind of like happy to be there, He like really loves this body. So
a lot of famous monsters are based off of like animal characters. Hannibal Lecter and the Joker are both kind of based off snakes. So I was wondering if
the Joker's based on snake.
Heath Ledger's Joker, the little thingy like that flicker he does with his tongue, and he says it was inspired by snakes. And I was wondering if you use any like either animals or we kind of saw him with a kid voice in a cave when we first introduced to the monster.
Yeah. Huh. That's a good question. I'd have to think about it. I definitely have thought about animals in the past, but with monster, I mean, he's sort of like I don't know actually. I don't know. Off the top of my head, he's kind of like a slow-moving like shark, maybe, or something like that. But like a baby shark, with all-encompassing supernatural power, But I don't know if that. Quote me or don't. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's my final answer, but
The slow-moving baby shark paints a very vivid image.
Yeah.
I think that works for kind of the way that he kind of like peers at things and.
Do you like playing?
I'm really starting to enjoy it a lot. It was a little scary at first, but he's so different, so drastically different, and he's kind of taking in the world around him for the first time. So there's a lot to explore with that, and he's collecting experiences. He's collecting these human experiences, and so I feel like there's several different ideas that he has about who humans are, and so he'll try on different voices and different personalities in order to get what he wants out of a given situation. So he's sort of a little bit of a shapeshifter. Yeah.
That's kind of going to present more of an acting challenge for you than everybody else. It's kind of fun to dig your heels into.
It's very fun, yeah. I mean, it was a little scary at first because I was really treading new territory that I'd never, ever, had to explore before. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it more and more as the season goes on. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.